Mm, 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 mm. Wow, I feel like this is like really close to my face on Facebook over here. Maybe I can like scoot it back a little bit. Let's scoot it back on my oh so professional tripod. Hello, yes, sister. Let me wave. Let me wave. So look, I'm gonna jump into it. Let me put the title into IG before I forget. It's why aren't you delegating? Why come? So look, I have literally spent all day trying to bit by bit pull myself together all in preparation to come and hang out with y'all. First, like I had on like a different top this morning and I was like, this is not what I'm wearing. I'm gonna wear that cute blue jumper. I took a picture in it a couple days ago and sent it to TCS sister. Like, do you like this jumper? It speaks to me. You know, I'm all about an adult onesie. She was like, oh my God, yes, me too. And I was like, right, yes. And so I put on the jumper and then I had another meeting with this amazing coach, Coach Pamela from the Reinvention Institute, on behalf of the African American Leadership Program. And I was looking all cute, didn't have the necklace on, like I said, bit by bit, didn't have the necklace on, had on the preliminary lip gloss, no lipstick, had the earrings, the hair was going, and no lashes, y'all. Like, damn it. I'm over here with Coach Pamela and not all the way together. Why, Lord? Then I had another meeting and I put on the lash, put on the lipstick, but no make. No, wait. I put on the lash, no lipstick, no, the rest of the face still not happening yet, and no necklace. Then, as I get ready to come over here, it all finally came together. It's 4 o'clock, and it's just now all coming together. My morning started very early, and I missed my bedtime to create sleep opportunity. And so, that very long story is to tell you I'm exhausted as hell. I'm so tired. But to me, this topic is perfect, perfect timing. So, I have told you before, yes, I do coaching. My signature program is Accelerate. And you've probably seen me do posts about what to look for in a coach, what makes for a good coach, why coaching in the first place. And one of the things that I think is so important is to ensure that whoever is coaching you, they have a coach, right? Whoever your therapist is, they have a therapist. Whoever your lawyer is, they have a lawyer. And I made a whole live about that. Even coach got a coach, right? I have multiple coaches because how are you going to sit up and coach people and you don't have any coaches? Like, where they do that at? So I was sitting with my high performance coach, and I think I was talking to a pal or doing a class or something. And I was sharing that, my whole life, I've always been a high achiever. Like, I push myself and push myself. I'm very, very persistent, pretty damn relentless, but I'm not always a high performer, right? And so there's something about the consistency of high performance and what that all looks like. So I'm going through Brendan Burchard's high performance coaching program, and it is like, it has really helped me get my poop in a group, right? Also, that I don't say a lot of cuss words. So it has just been amazing to go through this program with one of, his certified coaches. And one of the things that we talked about yesterday was how could you take your productivity to the next level? And I was like, being that I've also talked about how you cannot be mentally lazy, right? So my default is, I don't know. I don't know how I could take it to the next level. I feel very productive, right? How could you take your productivity to the next level? How could you become even more of a high performer? If you've taken the high performance inventory, you know that the highest performers in the world score like a 4.78 or 4.79, something in like crazy. Um, And while I've been working deliberately for the last year, I'm not there yet. Right? So I increased my score by, I think, 2.6 points, and I'm still not there yet. And I think to get those last 2 points, it'll take me another year or two. Like, being honest, I think it takes that much deliberate, intentional effort. And this is an exercise to me in deliberate practice. But my coach was like, well, what is getting in your way of like next level 10xing your productivity? What could you be doing? And I thought to myself for a second after deciding to not be mentally lazy, and I thought, what are things that I like waste my time doing, in the sense that, yes, it helps out somehow and it does add value, right? But maybe my time could be better spent doing something else. And what I mean by that is like, well, you can't hire somebody to sleep for you. You can't hire somebody to eat for you. So you got to do those things. But laundry, for example, what if someone else could do my laundry so that while I'm trying to get my daughter's clothes together, my clothes together. And here's the thing, being totally honest, it's not that I am always getting the clothes together, it's that I don't get the clothes together. They hit the washer and hit the dryer and then hit the couch and live there for a while. And it's not that, oh, I'm spending so much time doing this laundry. It's me looking at it, seeing that it needs to be done, not only not really having a lot of time to do it, but also not wanting to. But it is distracting for me. And it does not help me be any more productive because I'm thinking about how I need to get my life together and get this laundry together, and I'm not getting it together. And so, look at you, Dorothy. Look at you not doing your laundry like a good mom should, like a good woman should, like as you get your house together. Like, why are you like this? And so, I think at the point at which you feel stressed or you feel overloaded or at work, things seem to be stalling, or in your business, you kind of feel like you're in this bit of a holding pattern. I think that is the time that you decide to brush up on your delegation skills. Why? What do I mean? A couple weeks ago, I was taking so I'm part of the Spark cohort. Like, I'm an alum of Spark, right? Which is an entrepreneurial accelerator based in Milwaukee. They have Spark 5 opening up, and you can actually, even if you don't live in Wisconsin, you can still participate in Spark. So if you are an entrepreneur, I think the only caveat is that you have to be full time, but I'm not sure. But look into it. Look up Spark MKE so that you can participate in this amazing, incredible, like business changing. Maybe it doesn't change your life, but it'll change your business for sure. This business changing experience as far as how you show up as a business owner. How can you move from thinking like a founder to thinking like a CEO, right? But at some point, when you start to feel like, oh my God, this is really weighing on me, you may need to look at how you're delegating, and in some instances, how you're not delegating. So I took a time management class a couple weeks ago, and the facilitator, had us write down everything that we do. And I literally took that list to my assistant, like, okay, look at this whole list. Well, I said, so I guess you can't eat for me. I guess you can't sleep for me. I guess you can't speak for me either. But looking at this list, what can you do? And there were a couple things that she was like, "Oh, I could do that." And I thought to myself, had I not done this exercise, I would not have known what else she could do so that I could take things off my plate, so that I could create a space and place where I can spend more time in my genius zone. Like, what if by delegating, you could spend more time in your genius zone? The big question that you ask is there someone else? Not you. Is there someone else who has or can be given the necessary information or expertise to complete the task? And I say this because this is what my coach was talking to me about yesterday. Like, who can do the work? And I'm literally going to have a follow up meeting with my assistant, like, let's look at this again. Because there are a couple areas where I'm not getting to it as fast as I would like. And I just feel like that's not a good spot for me to be in. Like, can you do this? Can you take this off my plate? Can you master this task for me so that I can go do other things? Hey, Kanoy. Ooh, so good to see you. Shoulder roll. Welcome to the show. We are talking about delegation today. And question number one: is there someone else who has or can be given, right, the necessary information or expertise to complete the task? Hi, Dr. Lacey. Ew, shoulder roll. Welcome to the show. Then the second question we want to ask when it comes to delegating is this a task that will recur in a similar form in the future? Because here's the thing I think that we do. We'll say, well, I'm not going to delegate because it's just going to take me way too long to get them up to speed. And so I'm just going to keep doing it myself. But I think something that's helpful for us is if we can quantify what this looks like. Now, if it's one of those where it's going to take you 10 hours, say, to teach somebody how to do something, but this task is going to recur 40 times. And each time the task occurs, it's a 2-3 hour task. It probably makes sense for you to invest and teach someone else so that you can offload it and free up those 3 hours per every time it occurs multiplied by 40. It makes sense for you to teach the other person how to do it, right? I was about to go live, but I'd rather hang out here. Yes! You know what? Do you want to come on, Dr. Lacey? If you want to come on, we could have a chitter chat about this delegation thing. So, when it comes to, hi, Mallory, your consultant. Welcome to the show. Hey, girls, let's hang out and talk about delegation. So, with delegation, the other thing is it comes with two things, right? Got my notes here: responsibility and authority, right? So those two things together means that when you assign the task, friends, make sure that you don't delegate out how this has to be executed. You don't have to delegate out the how. Allow people to lead and lead themselves so that they can figure it out. Okay, Dr. Lacey, I'm going to see if I can request you, or you can request me and we can hang out together. Let's see. Go live. Yes, let's hang. Let's hang. Listen, so Facebook, which you don't know, so you might be like, what's happening? So I'm bringing Dr. Lacey on so that we could chitter chat together. So I'm going to make sure she's close to the computer so that you can hear her. Hi.
Hi. Oh, I probably need to turn myself around.
I'm like, you're sideways.
Right. Let me see here.
Yep, I think those are the blinds. It's coming. We're coming together here. Yay! Oh, and I'm on Wi-Fi, so I I know this internet is not going to betray me today. But the other thing I will say is while you don't have to give folks the how, I definitely want you to consider being very clear about what the preferred results are, right? So you might be like, okay, what does that look like? Hi, Grow and Thrive Network. Welcome back, Kanoy. Letting people lead this. Yes, let them lead. Let them lead. So, you give them the power, right, to take over the task. But what we don't need is for them to do it exactly and precisely how you would do it. That's not required, right? But you do need to clarify what are the preferred results. So it could be that I have someone take over the laundry, but is it that I need them to simply wash the laundry and put it in the dryer? And then the quick answer to that is no. I've been doing that. The laundry makes it into the wash and into the dryer in a very timely fashion and upstairs to the couch. Very timely. This is all very back to back. For whatever reason, I get stuck at the folding spot, right? It's the folding spot where I get stuck. So, whoever I delegate this task to, I need to be very clear that I want the clothes not just folded, but put away. since you're already here. Now, if it's a fluff and fold situation, right, then fluff and fold isn't going to come to your house and put your clothes away for you. But if it's somebody doing the task at the house, then yeah, since you're here, can you put it away? Or if you can't, what can we do? Can you put stuff on hangers? How can we set this up so that I'm set up for success and you execute however you see fit? And the thing is, the biggest task while we're waiting for Dr. Lacey, I hope she can join us for a few minutes. Y'all, if you are not satisfied with the progress, do not, do not, do not do the task yourself. That is not how delegation works, right? And so I think it is so easy as we are trying to get our delegation lives all the way together that when someone does not do it well or when they do it crappily, we're like, nah, sis, it's all good. I'll take care of it. I got it. No, don't even worry about it. Don't even, I got it. No, that is why we end up getting stuck doing everything because we swear up and down that no one can do it as well as we can. Dr. Lacey, are you coming back? Let's see. What can I do? I don't know what I can do. How can I bring her back? Let's see. Go live. I'm going to try again. Listen, relentless, y'all. So, as I was sitting with my high performance coach yesterday, he was like, what are some things that you could delegate that take up a ton of your time? And one of the things that I said takes up a ton of my time is cooking. And cooking takes up a ton of my time because sometimes I have to cook two different things. I have to cook something for my daughter because she's picky as hell. And then I got to cook something different for myself because, be clear, while I love tacos, I I'm from
Oh my
California.
gosh.
Yay, it worked. It worked. Yes. So I love tacos. I came from Cali. Like I love tacos, but it would not be responsible of me to eat tacos every single day. And I don't know how responsible it is of her to eat tacos every single day. However, comma, I don't want her to starve to death. So I try to give the people what they want. They want tacos. So I give it to them. But I don't want tacos. I want to eat something different. So this idea of like having to manage two different meals all the time, and I don't want to eat out every night because, I want the waistline to be snatched from all these Peloton workouts or whatever. So, like, the idea of having to do all of that, like, what if I could delegate? What if I could offload that and have someone else take care of some of these pieces? But Instagram has decided to stop betraying us, and Dr. Lacey is finally here. We are no longer looking at the blinds, or I think whatever, the ceiling, whatever we were looking at. Welcome to the show, Dr. Lacey.
Thank you.
I know you
Yeah,
love delegating.
I'm here at the business center, so I don't have as beautiful as a background as you do.
Yes, Business Center, come through.
We're making it work here in these streets here. So delegation, this is such an important topic, and it's one that I think stems from a place of control, which is why
Mm,
we don't like to delegate.
right.
You know, we may have been burned before,
Oh
and
my God, yes.
I love your comment about, well, they didn't do it right, so I'm just gonna do it myself.
Yep. No one can, if you want it done right, you must do it yourself.
How many times have we heard that?
Oh my
And
God, yeah.
I mean, I've been guilty of saying it.
Yes.
Like,
Look, you should have done it yourself if you wanted it to get done.
right. And so, I think we also have to give people, and you're great at hitting on this. Like, we need to give people permission to lead, and that also means in leadership, give them permission to fail.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's challenging because whatever they're failing at impacts you directly, right?
Right.
And so I think it's that whole, like, okay, small example. So my daughter is 2, to give you perspective. But in the morning, I let her brush her teeth and wash her face by herself. At night, I do it for her because I'm like, listen, you can't be sitting. with like whatever you've eaten all day, like at
Right.
night. But in the morning, you'll be all right. So,
Right.
but watching her do it, I feel like it's like double dutch. Like, that was too much toothpaste. It's too much water. Why are you doing it? Like, but you know what? That other piece of don't tell people exactly how to, like, they don't have to do it the way that you would do it. And I think
Right.
sometimes, especially growing up in a strict Caribbean slash military household, my parents were like, we do it like this. We cut like this. So when you cut just like so. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, if I cut it this way, it's still cut. What difference does it make?
Right.
And so fighting that urge to make someone do it precisely the way that we would do it, I
Hmm.
think is really, really challenging.
It is. It definitely is. Especially, if you're used to things being done a certain way. So I love, and I know that you have read this because you got, I was a gift, Drop the Ball
Yes.
by Connected Food.
Oh, I
And
loved that book.
I love it. And any lady leader, any woman, any wife, any mother, you need to read it.
Yes, yes.
That's my 10-second,
Oh,
promotion for
total
it.
plug for Drop the Ball. That book
Oh,
was incredible and it set me
yes.
free.
Right. Same. Same. And this is, I think this is one of the best things that she mentions in the text is that you have to be willing to step aside and say, it's better done than done your way, right? It's, progress over perfection.
Yes.
And it set me absolutely free
Done
because
is
I
better
am
than perfect.
done is better than perfect.
Right, right. I'm here for that. And Kanoi said, I relate to this example about life with a 2-year-old so much. It's hard to resist making someone do something a certain way. Yeah, so
Yeah.
look, yes, because
Yeah.
I think using an example with kids is really relevant because you would think that once somebody is an adult, you would stop doing it because you're like, oh, they're an adult like me. No, we
Right.
still do it. We do it to
So,
grown-ups.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I think it is easier to see it though if you're interacting with like a young person or a small child, and we don't always see that like level of micromanaging in adults, and then we wonder why, depending on what that working relationship is, why somebody doesn't want to do something for us or why they don't
Right.
want to volunteer for certain things, and it's because
Right.
we haven't truly delegated. But it's impossible to do everything yourself. Most
And
roles are not designed that way.
this might be a topic for another day, but I think it's also something that I find fascinating when you're saying to the person, like, go forth, do it, you've got it, you've been equipped, and they still are running back to you, like, but I need you to micromanage me, micromanagement. And you're like, but I don't want to. I want you to feel empowered and make it happen. And they still are running and letting you know. And so that might even be like, another conversation for another day, like how, as leaders, you deal with the individual who wants to be micromanaged.
Well, absolutely. And I definitely think that that's part of it because I think that part of that is driven by conditioning of other
Mm-hmm.
leaders. And sometimes we have fostered that
Yeah.
in our
That's good.
in our environment because I've had,
Mm-hmm.
and let me I'll give an example. So I remember having a leader who was like, Dorothy, you are empowered, girl. Just go do it, Dorothy. And I was like, wait, let me be clear. So I'm empowered? Yes, you're empowered. I can make decisions. Yeah, you got it. You got it. I trust you.
Yeah.
So I ran off into the sunset, jumped the electric fence, kept going, made plenty decisions, switched stuff up, and was paddled into my boss's office like, girl, why would you? I said, because I knew that I knew I could make it better. I knew I could shift the program. Look at how good it looks. And she was like, do not do things without asking me. Do not. And
Oh, wow.
I just was like, you know what? They be lying. These
Right.
managers be lying. And so now, I'm going into like my late 20s, early 30s. And when managers are like, you're empowered, you got it, I don't believe that hype.
Mm.
No,
Oh,
I'm
interesting.
absolutely going to go back to you. because I know secretly you
Mm-hmm.
don't know what you want. You do not. And so if I run off and do this the way that I believe it ought to be done based on my background, my experience, and what I've seen, no, I'm gonna have some check-in meetings with you and make sure. And I don't know that I've ever in my entire career had a boss that literally was like, if you check in with me one more time, like, like, no, because
Right.
honestly, I don't know if it's what I do for a living or my managers, but no, no. And they all told me, like, you're empowered. And I was like, yeah, I'm empowered to go get this little bit done right here before
But
I
I
check
think you bring
back.
up a great point about the check-in. So if they say, you're empowered, then in what aspect, right? Or what are the key areas? If I'm working on a specific project, because you want to take advantage of those empowerment moments. Now, career advancement coach here. So
Right.
if they're saying to you, you're empowered, the check-in is a great strategy to ensure that I'm being empowered in the right direction and jumping the fence rather than being, taken out by it.
Listen.
but then at the same time, you are getting that experience that you need to be able to add that to the dossier and be able
Right.
to move and propel yourself forward. Because you also don't want to get into your annual review and it's like, well, I empowered you to take this project on, but you kept coming back to me, and now you're stuck. And you don't get the raise, and you don't get the new title, you don't get the promotion because you're like, well, she says she's a go getter, but we never see it.
Right. Right. Oh
So,
yeah, and I absolutely see how that can sometimes backfire for sure. And I
mm-hmm.
think it's frustrating because again, I think it goes back to knowing how to like play the game that is corporate. Um,
It's first realizing and remembering that it is a game. And that's where some of us get tripped up because we think, oh, they all want to help me. It's a
no,
game, sis.
yeah,
Until
it's
you
a
realize
game.
it.
It's a game. And
Until
the
you
whole
know it's
like,
not.
oh, I don't want to play because that was me probably for the first 12 years of my career. I don't want to play. Yeah, but it's the Super Bowl. You've got on all the padding. You're in the middle of the field. You better play. What?
You better play.
Girl, no. And I think you make such a good point, though, because, so Dr. Lacey is a career advancement coach. And what we know is that most women of color don't get a coach. They don't get a
Mm-hmm.
coach, but they so need a coach.
They so need a
They
coach.
so need a coach because there's so much, listen, there's so much tea that doesn't get spilled. And you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to find out some of those critical elements to success without having someone on your side that you strategically put there,
Yeah,
right? Because
exactly.
within a company, you could have somebody that really, really has your back, but there might be a lot of things just based on how the company is set up that they cannot actually share with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was some stuff that a boss shared with me this year that I was like, girl, you could have told me that when I was working for you 5 years ago. But like, actually, she couldn't have. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? And
Right.
so, this idea that we don't want to get the secret sauce, which is getting a coach on top of having that sponsor, having the mentor, having the allies, the cheerleaders, because you need this one person who is skilled to help you synthesize all the content that you're getting from all of
Yes.
those different voices, right? Like when I started getting coaching on my business, it was specifically because I had too many voices, right? I had the voice of this business mentor. I had the voice of this entrepreneur who was successful. I had the voice of this entrepreneur who was like barely getting by. And then, the voice of just friends and family. And I'm like, okay, this all of it actually sounds pretty good. Like, I just look, and you see how the hands are everywhere? That's exactly how it felt. And
Right.
who can help me synthesize all of this? I don't know what to do. And so it caused my productivity to tank because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a clear direction, nor did I have a strategy as I was trying to like implement all the things from all the directions. A
Because
coach
people
will
get
help you with that.
a coach will help you to synthesize because you get stuck in this. You almost get paralyzed in the space of, well, I don't know what to do, so I won't do anything, right?
Yes. Oh my God, that's
And
so me. That's so
and I
me.
love this question about, well, why is it, do you think they're not seeking out coaching? I think it's a couple of reasons. And through my experience, one, I want to pull out and extract that nugget you said about a trained coach, a
Honey.
trained professional, because it's dangerous in these IG streets.
Yes,
Let
it
me
is.
just throw that out
You
there,
will get
okay? So
played.
you will get played for real. So let me just throw my dossier on the table, if you don't mind, just real quick.
Do it.
Masters in leadership, doctorate in leadership, research in neuroscience, metacognitive theory, trained and certificated when it comes
Yes.
to, executive coaching, personal development coaching, MBTI certified. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So, like, when you decide to work with a coach, you're not only getting the person, but you're getting their years of experience, their
Mm-hmm.
training, their credentialing. You're getting all of that package, the total sum, when you decide to work with them. So why is it people don't always just decide to work with a coach? I think sometimes they don't realize that there is that value, and they may have been played in these IG
Oh,
streets.
yeah.
And so they don't realize the value is there. They don't realize that it is an investment
Mm-hmm.
to work with a coach.
Yeah.
If you want a high level coach because you want high level success, that means you have to make a high level investment. And sometimes people just aren't in that space and ready to do so. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you continue to grow and develop, you can eventually get there. And then I think also they're not tapping into what does your organization offer. I have some of my clients that the organization has covered the expense, the investment of
Right.
their coaching
Right.
because they're willing to invest in them as an employee. And
Mm-hmm.
so you also have to think, final point is your ROI. What is
Right.
the rate of investment? And then what is going to be your rate of return?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can look and say, okay, if I make this 5-figure investment, but in doing so, it's going to help me to not only secure the new position, get the negotiation under my belt so that I can get the total package, also include my benefits, the raise, da 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 da. Yeah, this will be worth it. And then you can move
Absolutely.
forward.
Absolutely. Like the coaching program that I signed up for, when he told me the price, I thought it would be like pricey. But when he
Mm-hmm.
told me the price, Lord, I almost fell out of my chair. I was like, who are you
Yeah,
talking to like this? That is
yeah,
offensive. And
yeah.
I I could not, I almost couldn't bring my look. It's like you're giving them the credit card, like, and you're like, oh, I don't know, because I just, I just could not believe somebody would just dare give me such a high price
Yeah.
for 12 sessions, Jesus and Mary. Like, why? And, but when I look at what a wreck I was when I started, and
Mm-hmm.
after just 6 sessions, like when I say transformed,
Yes.
transformed and worth
Transform.
every bloody penny. Like,
Yes.
period, hands down.
And
And
really, Dorothy, after one session, a client should be able to see after one session, one, some sort of takeaway, some sort of nugget that they can turn around and apply instantly.
mhm,
That's how you're going to know, like, ooh, I signed up. I'm working with the right person. Because after one session, this is how I feel.
yep,
What am I going to feel
yep,
after 11 more?
absolutely, absolutely. And I just, you know, honestly, the Jen Sincero book, "You Are a Badass at Making Money," that book, I was reading that book, and right after I finished it, so as I'm reading, I was like, I need a coach. 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 And then I finished the book, and then all of a sudden, my old coach, when I was first launching my second business, pops into my head, and I was like, that's who needs to be my coach. And then,
Mm.
but his prices, that's another thing, y'all. And now this has nothing to do with delegation. But if you had a coach in 2010 and you go back and revisit that coach, it's not going to be the same price, friends. Like,
That's
and
true.
I, like I said, he just blew my wig off when he told me what the price was. But the fact that we could have that conversation. I could
Mm-hmm.
sign that coaching agreement and
Mm-hmm.
start to see my performance skyrocket. Like, it was worth every penny because of that training. I make more money, right?
Yeah.
And for every dollar you invest in yourself, it's a $30 return. But the other thing that I'll
Wait.
say,
I think you need to say that again. I think you need to say that again.
let's do this. For every dollar you invest in yourself, it's a $30 return. And when I look at how I am showing up in my business, and when I look at how I'm just showing up in my life, because high performance is not just a business approach, it's like your whole life, right? Get your whole poop in a group. It is worth every penny. It's worth every penny. Like, it blew, my edges straight the first time. But now I'm like, okay, I understand, because I see the value and I see where my productivity was in 2018 and 2019. And I was like, if I want to get this business where I need it to go based on what I feel like God has downloaded into my spirit, my productivity, my energy, my clarity, my influence, my passion, my understanding of purpose and where my time needs to be spent, I have to be on it. I have to
Yes.
be on it on a daily basis, and I must take care of the vessel that is the talent, right? And I needed a coach to be able to do that, right? So
Yes.
that I could show up in my coaching practice fully empowered to help with transformation. Even
Mm-hmm.
coach got a coach.
Even coach got a coach, and that's another telltale when it comes to delegating. Right? I'm gonna bring it back to the topic. But if you're working with a coach and they don't have a coach, that to me I feel is a red flag,
Oh yeah.
because you're just basically saying, "Oh, I got it. I don't need." No, that's a red flag. So
Right.
that I'm gonna have to hop off
Oh
and
yeah,
go
me too.
see my boss. I have to go get the real boss, the 19-month-old boss. I gotta go pick her up. But thanks for letting me pop on. I'm
Yes,
so glad
thank
you
you
have a
for
good
popping
conversation.
on.
Yes.
Y'all, this was such a good chitter chat. Hello, Butterfly Fly. Please hit that little paper plane on Facebook. Go ahead and share this video and share it with another lady leader who knows that they need to delegate in order to make the magic happen. I promise you, it will change your life. With that, we will see y'all next week on Day to Day with Dorothy. Thanks for coming, Dr. Lacey.
Thank
Bye. All right, Facebook. You know you always get the last shoulder roll. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Bye, y'all.